Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our 9 p.m. English News Edition. Here are the top stories. The head of state presides over the 10th meeting of the Council of Ministers. In Gaza, dozens of civilians killed. Hopes of a truce fade. And now the details, ladies and gentlemen. The President of the Republic, Al-Hajj Ismail Omar Guelleh, on Tuesday sent a message of congratulations to the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Mr. Abiy Ahmed Ali, on the occasion of his country's celebration of Ethiopian National Day. In his message, the President expressed on behalf of the Djiboutian people, his government, and his own name, his warmest congratulations to the Prime Minister, along with his best wishes for good health and happiness and for continued progress and prosperity for the friendly Ethiopian people. The President also praised the distinguished relations established between the two countries and their peoples, describing them as a model to be emulated across the African continent. He further affirmed that the Republic of Djibouti will continue working to maintain and strengthen the strategic cooperation partnership it shares with Ethiopia in all areas of sustainable development, reiterating his best wishes to Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali and to the entire brotherly Ethiopian people. The President of the Republic also sent a similar congratulatory message to the President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, expressing to him his warmest congratulations on the occasion of Ethiopia's National Day. And now, as I mentioned on the title, under the presidency of the President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, the Council of Ministers held its 10th session on Tuesday morning, 2025, at the Presidential Palace. During the session, numerous projects were discussed. The details in this report.
Sous la présidence de son Excellence M. Ismail Omar Guelleh, président de la République, chef du gouvernement, a eu lieu ce mardi 27 mai 2025 la 10e séance du Conseil des ministres. Ont été examinés et approuvés les textes suivants.
First question, draft law on the ratification of the statute of the Labor Center of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC. This draft law aims to ratify the statute of the Labor Center of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, adopted in November 2023 in Baku, Republic of Azerbaijan, during the 5th Islamic Conference of Labor Ministers of OIC member states. At the end of this conference, recommendations were made regarding the structure, the governance, and the financing mechanisms of the Labor Center. This initiative aims to strengthen multilateral cooperation in the areas of employment, vocational training, social protection, and social dialogue among member states. The OIC, which brings together 57 states representing over 1.8 billion Muslims worldwide, seeks to promote solidarity among member countries and defend the interests of the Islamic world, Ummah. The creation of the Labor Center aligns with this goal by supporting the development of common policies and integrated programs in employment, social security, and skills development. The OIC Labor Center will have the following main missions: promoting the harmonization of labor standards among member states, developing vocational training and capacity building programs, facilitating the exchange of information, statistical data, and best practices, supporting strategies for social inclusion and sustainable job creation, encouraging social dialogue between governments, employers, and workers in the Islamic space. The OIC Labor Center is expected to play a key role in developing the human capital of member countries. It will notably contribute to the implementation of inclusive national policies, tackling youth unemployment, strengthening social protection systems, and promoting regional integration through employment. The adoption of the statute in November 2023 reflects a collective will of the member states to build a future of work based on solidarity, equity, and inclusion in the Islamic world. Ratifying this statute will allow the Republic of Djibouti to participate more actively in joint initiatives between member states in the above-mentioned areas to benefit from technical and institutional support from the center, particularly in skills development, vocational training, and modernization of labor administrations, and to contribute to the development of common policies at the regional and international levels within the South-South Cooperation Framework. Second question, draft degree on the National Cybersecurity Strategy. The Republic of Djibouti is engaged in an ambitious digital transformation. In line with the Djibouti Vision 2035, this effort aims to modernize the economy, improve the efficiency of public services, and strengthen social inclusion. However, this transition comes with new challenges, particularly in digital security, due to increased digital use, the growing interconnection of information systems, and the rise of cyber threats. In this context, the draft degree proposes the adoption of the National Cybersecurity Strategy 2024-2030, designed as a structured framework to organizing the national response to cybersecurity issues and ensure the country's digital sovereignty. The NCS 2024-2030 is built around 5 key pillars: strengthening the institutional framework in fighting cybercrime, enhancing cybersecurity and the resilience of state and critical systems, combating cybercrime, developing skills and raising awareness, promoting national cooperation and international cooperation. Regular monitoring will assess the effectiveness of the measures taken with a planned review of the strategy to ensure it remains current in the face of emerging digital challenges. Meetings of the High Council for Digital Economy and Innovation will oversee the progress of the NCS and adjust priorities accordingly. The National Cybersecurity Strategy 2024-2030 represents a key step towards establishing a safe, resilient, and sovereign national cyberspace. It calls for collective mobilization from all stakeholders, public, private, and civil society, to make digital security a lever for sustainable development in Djibouti. Ministry of Budget, third question, draft order on exportation and transfer of a land parcel in Nagat to the benefit of Al Awal Group. This draft order concerns the exportation of a 10-hectare land parcel located in the Nagat subdivision, which is listed in the land registry. This parcel in question will be transferred to the private domain and subsequently allocated to the benefit of Al Awal Group. This land is intended for the construction of a high-end real estate development in the Nagat subdivision area. Fourth question, draft order amending and completing order number 2022/116/PR/MB in favor of the NGO Qatar Charity. This draft order concerns the allocation of a 12.4 hectare parcel of land located in the Balbala to the NGO Qatar Charity. The land is intended for a social project, the Qatar Charity Village. Communications. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training presented a report on his participation in the World Education Forum held in London from May 18th to 21, 2025. This forum is a high-level platform bringing together education ministers from around the world, international organizations, leaders, academic experts, and private sector partners. The goal is to promote global dialogue on contemporary educational challenges, encourage peer learning, and highlight innovative solutions in education. The theme for this year was From Stability to Growth, Building Stronger, Bolder, Better Education Together. The forum's work was structured around 5 strategic pillars: stability, equity, quality, innovation, and growth. The minister highlighted the richness of the exchange and the identified partnership opportunities, particularly in curriculum reform, support, teacher training, and digitization of education systems. His participation also helped showcase Djibouti's efforts in promoting inclusive and quality education. The Minister of Energy in charge of natural resources reported on his participation in the World Gas Conference in Beijing, following by technical visits and high-level meetings in Nantong and Shanghai. The World Gas Center Conference gathered key global players in the gas sector, including Sinopec, CNPC, Shell, ExxonMobil, Qatar Energy, and Total Energies. Discussions focused on the current geopolitical challenges of the gas market, energy transition prospects, and sustainable development strategies in the hydrocarbon sector. The Djiboutian delegation emphasized the country's ambition to become a regional energy hub, particularly through the revival of the cross-border gas project to Ethiopia. On May 21st, the delegation visited the liquefied natural gas terminal in Nantong, a state-of-the-art facility that could serve as a model for future projects. Lastly, a strategic meeting was held on May 22nd with the leadership of GCL Group, a Chinese company active in the energy sector, to explore cooperation opportunities in gas infrastructure and energy distribution here in Djibouti.
And now the last batch of Djiboutian pilgrims arrived in Mecca and were warmly welcomed by the delegation of the Djiboutian Hajj mission. The last batch of Djiboutian pilgrims arrived, thus completing the stage of the presence of the 1,400 pilgrims this year in the Mecca Haram. The pilgrims were warmly welcomed by the delegation from Djibouti, consisting of representatives of the Ministry of Muslim Affairs and Waqf. The pilgrims expressed their deep gratitude to the Almighty Allah for making this holy ritual possible. They also praised the outstanding work done by the supervisors appointed by the ministry, who accompanied them throughout the process for their departure from Djibouti until they arrived in the Holy Land. The mission worked to ensure awareness, spiritual and logistical preparation of the pilgrims to ensure a peaceful Hajj in accordance with the religious ritual.
لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك.
الحمد لله رب العالمين. الآن نحن موجود.
And now the pilgrims then perform the ritual of Umrah, the ritual that begins their entry into the Holy Land, Mecca al-Mukarramah. Tawaf around the Kaaba and the Safa Marwa pilgrimage were performed in an atmosphere of meditation and emotion.
لبيك الله لك والملك لا شريك لك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك.
And now a financial investigation training course aimed at strengthening the capacities of the country's key players in the field of illicit assets recovery began this morning at the Kempinski Palace. Organized by the General Inspectorate of State, the initiative is part of a broader dynamic aimed at strengthening the state and anti-corruption mechanism. The event, which brought together senior government official, technical staff from oversight institutions and other international partners, marks an important turning point in the way Djibouti attempts to combat hidden financing channels and embezzlement of public funds. Indeed, it is a structured program designed to equip investigators, auditors, and officials with a proven methodology to trace suspicious financial flows, identify fraudulent schemes, and above all, return illicitly acquired assets hidden abroad. It is about providing the technical, legal, and operational tools presented during this training, tools that are tailor-made to meet the complex challenges associated with the modern financial investigation. The acting State Inspector General Abdullahi Hassan, the Inspector General Abdullahi Hassan Mohammed said in his address that the training marked an important milestone in national capacity building in financial investigations. He stressed the need for state institutions to adapt to the new realities of the fight against corruption. He stressed the importance of coordination between the players involved and of sharing expertise. He recalled the central role of the Inspectorate in guaranteeing the proper management of public funds. Finally, he expressed his conviction that the participant will take full advantage of this opportunity to act effectively in the field. Environment now. The Minister of Environment and Sustainable Development organized on Monday at the People's Palace a consultative workshop to lay the foundation for the establishment of national allies for the Great Green Wall Initiative in Djibouti. The workshop brought together representatives of the government, technical and financial partners, civil society organizations, environmental experts. The goal of this alliance is manifold: to support national priorities in terms of sustainable development, promote cooperation among the various actors involved, and foster an inclusive dialogue on environmental adaptation, sustainable land management, and climate resilience. The Great Green Wall, launched by the African Union, is an ambitious African project that aims to restore 100 million hectares of land by 2030 from the Sahel to the Horn of Africa. For Djibouti, joining this regional dynamic opens up new prospects for cooperation and investment in the green economy. In his speech, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Environment and Sustainable Development, Mr. Al Sayed, explained that Mr. Dini Abdullah explained that this workshop provided solid foundations for the development of a national action plan. It identified obstacles and means of coordination between the concerned parties. Agriculture now. The Minister of Agriculture, Water, Livestock, Fishery and Fishery have signed an important partnership agreement under the Strengthening the Resilience of Vulnerable Communities project jointly funded by the Government of Djibouti and the African Development Bank. The initiative forms part of a project that aims to strengthen the resilience of vulnerable communities in the Horn of Africa region to the effect of the climate change. The project is aligned with national and regional adaptation strategies with a particular focus on improving the living conditions of women and youth. In this context, a partnership was established with a total value of 52 million Djibouti francs per project, equivalent to 104 million Djibouti francs for a period of 24 months. The Director General noted that the strategic agreement will provide financing for projects focused on sustainable and inclusive development. The project will contribute to the creation of 300 to 500 direct jobs, especially for youth and women, and the establishment of gender-sensitive financing mechanism. The Secretary General of the Ministry of Agriculture indicated that this partnership is fully aligned with the vision of the President, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Margeli, who has made the national resilience to food insecurity a priority in the context of increasingly characterized by the effects of the climate change. And now, as part of the implementation of quality assurance processes in national education and vocational training, the Permanent Committee for Quality Assurance held an informational meeting with relevant departments at the Ministry of National Education. This meeting was crucial to clarify the tasks of the focal points and enhance awareness and communication about the objectives of the preliminary phase. The meeting provided an opportunity to clarify the roles of responsibilities for each focal point in the process of implementing the QA framework. Participants also discussed the different stages needed to ensure a successful implementation of the framework, emphasizing the importance of effective collaboration and transparent communication between all parties involved. The active involvement of the focal point will be key to ensure a smooth, effective transition to the new quality assurance system. The PCQA confirms its commitment to continue its effort to ensure the quality of education and training by mobilizing all relevant actors and promoting an environmental conducive to innovation and continuous improvement of the quality to the educational system in Djibouti. And now, within the framework of the awareness raising and training on sports for disabled people, the Commune of Balbala was honored to welcome a working visit from Mr. Abdul Qadir Ahmed, winner of the Head of State Prize. The meeting was attended by the Commune of the President Commune and local elected representatives. During the visit, Mr. Ahmed had the opportunity to discuss with the President and the local elected officials the importance of including disabled people in the sporting arena. This initiative aims to promote access to sport for all and raise community awareness and disability issues. In the meeting room, Mr. Abdul Qadir Ahmed led an awareness-raising session for representatives of the various districts and civil society. He highlighted the benefits of sport for disabled people, both physically and socially, and encouraged participants to become actively involved in this cause. The president of the Commune of Balbala began by congratulating Mr. Abdul Qadir Hamid on his award from the President of the Republic. He also thanked the President of the Republic as the father of decentralization and rights of disabled people for recognizing Mr. Abdul Qadir Hamid's merit. And now, as I mentioned on the title, in Gaza, violent raids and failed talks, dozens of civilians martyred. Videos posted online show dead bodies, including many children, as well as the agonizing cries of people trying to flee the flames engulfing their surroundings. At least 49 Palestinians were killed in two Israeli airstrike on targeting a school sheltering displaced people and the other a house in Gaza City and the Jabalia refugee camp in the northern Gaza Strip. According to a medical source, at least 30 people were killed in the airstrike on the Fahmi al-Jarjawi school and in the Al-Daraj neighborhood of the Gaza City, which was sheltering displaced people who had fled the fighting. A fire broke out after the strike, destroying tents near the strike. A local source reported that shared bodies and the screams of people trapped in the flames could be heard. Since October 2023, the Israeli occupation forces have been carrying out a violent military campaign against the Gaza Strip, ignoring international calls for a ceasefire, while Palestinian death toll has exceeded 53,900, mostly women and children. This is it for this 9 p.m. English News edition. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more on RTT.